Hey guys, Helen Hartsmith here again from the Heart of the Witch's Path YouTube channel. I hope you're having a good day. I'm all right, making do, things happening, things like that. I want to make sure I got all my things with me that I wanted. So welcome back to another video for the 2018 Master Spell Series. We're kind of winding things down a little bit with this Sagittarius installment. So let's cover our correspondence work so that I don't go on and miss something. So if you were born between November 22nd and December 21st, then you are a Sagittarius. Pretty cool, right? So the planet that rules over Sagittarius is Jupiter, that lovely big planet, the biggest planet. I love the colors that are in Jupiter and stuff like that. So it's kind of cool. It's kind of a cool planet. The properties that go along with this planet have to do with business and education and law. So now is a great time of year if you need to be working some magic towards an education or towards a business venture or some kind of law issue. If you've got some case or something that you're working on, now is a really good time to kind of begin working towards those types of things. It is a fire element, and it's also mutable in its qualities. For stones that are associated with Sagittarius are sapphire and lapis lazuli and turquoise, all blue, which I find interesting because traditionally, when we look at what the birthstone is for Sagittarius, it's like a topaz, which is kind of like a golden, almost citrine looking stone. So it's interesting that we've got a lot of blue stones in with Sagittarius with this magical work. Okay. And then for herbs and flowers, we have carnation, wallflower, and sage. Gotta like some sage for some cleansing stuff. And then finally, the colors that are associated with Sagittarius is lilac and purple. So yeah, again, those are some really cool colors and correspondences to work with for Sagittarius magic. So let's talk about the magic that I'm going to be working on. For me, for perseverance, I'm not necessarily needing any education or help with business or help with law as I'm working through perseverance. And so I'm really kind of focusing on the fire aspect of Sagittarius magic. As far as kind of like real world stuff and what's been happening with me in real life and things like that, unfortunately, I'm finding myself kind of having a little bit of a setback with my perseverance. November was not a kind month to one of my coven sisters, and so a magical little shout out to her. She knows who she is. She's had a pretty rough month, and I haven't talked about this a lot, but I've kind of mentioned it a few times. If you watch the channel, then you know that I lost my mother earlier this year, and in November, a coven sister lost her mother very suddenly, very sudden. It was a very sudden thing. And so I was there lending emotional and energetic support to my coven sister. She's also a very good friend, love her to death. And that's what we do. We're there emotionally and physically and energetically when we need each other. But it really brought back a lot of those feelings that I felt. And it's only been 6 months. And so it very much kind of ripped the scab off the wound, so to speak. And so I find myself, kind of struggling again with, the goals that I've set forth for myself. And it's the holiday season now. We just had we just had Thanksgiving in the States, and so that was tough. The firsts are always like really tough, and so this time I'm just really I'm struggling, and so I pair that with the fact that my mom's birthday was the day after Thanksgiving, and it's been a pretty emotional time for me. And so I find myself wanting to let myself not do the things that, that I want to do, or I always have such a hard time kind of putting into words, because it's not that I want to do, it's my goals. I've got these goals that I've set for myself, and when I don't fulfill them, it's saddening. So I recognize the fact that I'm still in a mourning period and things like that. And so that's what this year is about. It's about the perseverance. And so what am I going to do magically to try to help myself through this? And so I looked at, in preparation for the magic that I was going to work for this month, I'm looking at those correspondences, and I'm thinking, what kind of magic? I felt that the fire aspect was definitely something that I needed to look at. I was feeling the need to burn away, so to speak. Burn away, some of this stuff that's either maybe holding me back, or it's dense energy that I don't necessarily need to retain. Those are kinds of the things that magically I'm looking for. And so it just so happens that my mom enjoyed a candle or two in her day. And so when my brother and I were cleaning some things out, we came across some candles. And so I said, well, you know what? I can definitely find use for them in my practice. And I think that my mom and I never had a lot of conversations about my magical path, but she knew that I was a witch, and she knew that I worked energy, and I tried to get her to do some things energetically to kind of help her in her life. And so I think that she would have enjoyed me using them for magical purposes. And so I was looking through the candles that I had, and I found these, and I was like, oh my gosh, these are kind of perfect for what I'm needing this month. And so this is just a little set of 6 candles. And as you can tell, probably they're citrusy. And when I think about scents or plants that I want to use for some cleansing purposes, lemon and citrus products are right up there. Of course, my first go-to is sage. And I also like mugwort for cleansing and things like that. But I saw these candles, and I was like, man, it was like I had these for a purpose. And so I'm going to be burning these. I'm going to cleanse them and put intent into the candles, and I'm going to burn them one by one on my altar. And I'm going to set the intention of just clearing away the energies that are kind of hovering or clinging to me that I don't need. They're not for my highest good. And so I think that to a certain extent, sadness might be something that I don't need to cling to me. I don't want to completely get rid of sadness, but maybe the amount of sadness that's kind of keeping me from doing the things that I want to do. Or, sadness, lack of motivation, those are the kinds of energies that I'd like to burn off. I'd like to burn off those things that are not helping me towards my highest good. And so that is the magic that I'm going to be working this month, through the 21st, I think it was. Yes, through the 21st of December. So that's what I'm going to be doing. So I'm hoping that if you are kind of working through this perseverance with me, that you're going to be looking towards that as well. So that's my magic. And since we're kind of towards the tail end of the year, I start my master spell work with Aries. Okay. And so we do have, let's see, 1, 2, 3. We still have 3 zodiac signs that we are, that we need to work through to get through this cycle of master spell series. So yes, we're drawing to a close at the end of the year. But I work my master spell work starting with Aries. So soon, I'm going to be setting my sights towards looking at what do I need to work on in 2019. And so for this particular year, for perseverance is a message that I received in a tarot card spread. And so I think that I'm going to use that same route for determining what the next master spell series is. But like something's telling me to ask you guys, is there something that you're needing help with? And I'm not sure why I'm getting that kind of a message right now, because I've kind of driven these. This is my second master spell series. And so it's always been about, whatever I need to work on for myself. And I'm sharing what I need to do with you guys. But it almost feels like I might need to adapt that. And so this is kind of happening very in the moment kind of a thing. And so I don't know what that is, but I feel compelled to kind of ask, is there something that, what are you guys needing? What do you feel you need to work on in 2019? Let's kind of talk about that in the comments. I don't know. Like I said, I'm not sure how this is going to work, but maybe I can figure it out off camera is basically what I'm kind of trying to say. It's kind of hard to listen to that intuition and express it at the same time. So let's see how this is. Do you feel like you need some prosperity work? I don't know. This is a very organic thing that's happening right here, and I'm not sure. So let me know. Let's just go there. I'm going to stop at that. Let me know if there's some things. Maybe if enough of you kind of make some comments, then I can see that there's a trend of something, and we can kind of work towards that. So let's see what this does. Let me know what you're thinking that you might need in, magical help wise, and let's take that into consideration and let's kind of see what we can do. All right. So I'm going to leave it at that. If you enjoyed this video, if you enjoy me doing this master spell series, then let me know. because I can certainly continue to do it. I like this format of working on a bigger goal over the course of a year. And I've talked about this before. I didn't know why perseverance came to me at the end of 2017, but I totally understand now. And so I feel like that this is something that I need to continue for myself, but now I'm trying to figure out in the back of my head, how does this work? So, whatever. If you enjoy this series, let me know. If you enjoyed it, give me a thumbs up. If you haven't done so already, subscribe to the channel, man. Let's see what else. Comment below. You can also email me at heartofthewitchespath@yahoo.com. There's also links in the description box for social media. Be sure to check out the Facebook page. Be sure to check out my Instagram. And also, we are in not quite the middle, but we're into the Sagittarius book list month over at the social media for the Temple of Witchcraft. So if you do a search on Facebook or Instagram for Temple of Witchcraft, you're going to come across those accounts and check that out. I was working on that project, so it's kind of a little thing near and dear to me. So check it out. There's some good books there. That's going to be it for this video. Thank you for watching, and thanks for walking the path for a little while with me. Until next time, blessed be.